Well, good morning. Today on Sold Before Sunrise, I'm joined by two of the most respected names in North Texas real estate, Kelly Marcontell and Susan Gilchrest. Together, they've closed over $2 billion in career sales, lead one of the top residential real estate teams in the country, and continue to set the bar for client experience, professionalism, and results. Welcome, Kelly and Susan.
Thank you for having us.
Well, gosh, thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedules. I know there's a lot going on out there, and the market is quite challenging, but lots of opportunity out there. So thank you for taking the time.
That's our pleasure.
It. Good. Okay, well, first I want to start out with, you both had incredibly successful careers before coming into real estate. And so what inspired you all to join each other back in, I believe, 2018 it was?
Yeah. Well, I would say we have definitely had really long careers. This has always been a career for us, obviously. She worked for a different firm at the time, and I did. And I think through the years, I just prayed about it a lot because I really wanted a partner that was, I've had some great partners through the years, but I wanted someone that was at the core the same person that I am, and faith-filled, and just always did the right thing. And doing so much business with her for a long time. She was the #1 buyer's agent in Southlake, and I was the #1 listing agent in Southlake. So we did so many deals together, and it was so fun. And she was always so just amazing to work with. She would get right back to you. She just, literally everything was so buttoned up with her. And I didn't have that experience with a lot of other agents. So it was always a pleasure working with her, honestly. And also too, we had kids. Our kids knew each other, and they played golf together. So I knew her personally as well, and I knew, just how great she was. So for me, I had just wanted to always have somebody that would work and give 7 days a week, just like I did. And it's just hard to find, really, really hard to find. And she was definitely it. So I asked her if she wanted to be partners, and thankfully she said yes.
Right. So really, I think that is such a challenge for people when they're wanting to find a business partner, really finding that connection and like-minded business, mind is truly important. Do you have anything to add, Susan?
Yeah, I think for Kelly and I, we were just so lucky because we knew each other sort of socially. We had a lot of commonality with our kids. We had things to talk about, not just about work. And we were getting to know each other, not knowing that God was sending us on this path to be together. But we did so many transactions together. We knew each other pretty well when we came together. The difference was, instead of representing opposite sides, now we were working together to represent everybody together. And we have learned a lot more about each other, obviously, in the past 7.5 years. But we know where the other person is really strong, and we know how each other can fill in the gaps of where we're not totally as strong. And I think that is what makes us such a unique partnership. We know where one person is stronger and wants to take over. We know where the other person, it's not their favorite turf of the business. And then we fill in for each other. And so I think that we have a really great ability to know exactly what the other person is thinking without them saying a word.
Complete each other's sentences.
For sure.
100%.
That is for sure.
And yes, we know.
Just her look literally tells me everything she's thinking.
I know exactly what you meant. I know exactly how you're thinking.
Well, what are those strengths? I know, you said, you each have your own strengths that complement each other. So what are your strengths, Kelly and Susan, then what are yours?
Yeah, I think when I first started in the business, I worked for a builder, a volume builder, and I learned how to build a house literally from the ground up. They made us go out and stay out with the superintendent for 3 months and try to learn how to build a foundation. You name it. We had to learn everything about it. That actually ended up being pretty much priceless, I think, and for me, because it's hard to have gain credibility when you're young and people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to spend my life savings with you, and They really want to be able to trust you, and they want to know that you actually know what you're talking about. So that was amazing. And then I had my children, and then went back to work for a custom builder and one of the area's largest developers for Northeast Tarrant County. So I worked for them, and I was so blessed and so thankful to work for them because it taught me so much about just land development. In addition to that, they introduced me to some of the most amazing custom builders that I still have great relationships with today. And so I feel like probably my background and knowledge in home building probably has been very, I think, key for my success. And I just always want to do the right thing and help everyone. So, that just kind of all pulls together, really. So,
yeah.
And then
Susan?
Yeah. And so my background coming into real estate was so totally different. I started a career in finance, went back to business school, and then I started working in product management and marketing and advertising and consumer promotion. And then I was hired out to sell back into the marketing world. So when I came into real estate, I had always loved real estate, but I brought a different perspective on because I have a financial background and I have a marketing background. And so I guess we put all of the components of our past and our experiences together.
Right.
And between the two of us, we have a very different backgrounds that all came together to make this one unified partnership.
That's great. It's really good. What does your day-to-day partnership look like? How do you divide responsibilities and make decisions?
That's funny. Every day, early after
this day.
Yeah,
every day is different.
It is different every day, but most every morning, first of all, we have kind of an agenda, obviously, the night before. We know what we're doing, but we wake up in the morning. My husband and her husband always has to listen to us being on speaker because we literally go through our entire morning and day and how we're going to help each of our clients and achieve their goals. And so I feel like we have that ground meeting in the morning, every morning, whether, we're getting ready or whatever it is, we have each other on the phone. And it's just, I've never had a business partner where I could just have 100%, conversation any time of the day or night. And I feel like that's exactly where our strength is because so many people are relying on us to help them. And it's very important for us to be able to have a strategic plan. And we do that every morning. So
every morning.
Every morning.
We normally are drinking our coffee on the phone with each other, or we're putting our makeup on, talking to each other. And I think that that's what makes our partnership so unique. We have incredible communication between the two of us. Yeah. We're either together or we are talking. We talk about every client. We talk about every listing. We talk about every buyer client every day. We are not stressing, but strategizing over every house. What can we be doing more? How can we be better repositioning for the market? What are the conversations that we should be having with people, even if they're hard? Yeah. But we do it together. We do everything together. And honestly, one of us will say to the other multiple times every week, we are just so lucky and blessed that we get to do this together because we always have each other as sounding boards, as give a second opinion, add another good thought. And we are better and smarter together because we can even get more creative together. So
the gratitude between the two of you really
we're so lucky and we understand it.
Yeah. Well, you've closed over $650 million in the past 3 years. What's behind that kind of consistency and growth? That is like, can you believe it?
I know. It's all God, really. I mean, we just wake up every morning and 7 days a week, a lot of sacrifices on our part, but it's just working, just putting our head down and working and trying to help as many people as possible. And we're just really grateful.
Yeah.
We try really hard, no matter what, to never take our foot off the gas. So we are constantly trying to refine and get better. Fourth quarter tends to be slower for most real estate agents. For us, it's a golden opportunity to get better. We pretty much get through September and we start ripping apart everything. We look at our documents, we look at our processes, we work with our team. What can we be doing better? How can we be smarter? How can we be more refined? How can our printed materials look more professional even than we've been? New team photos, whatever it is, we try to use the back half of the year to refine and elevate our business so that when we come through the holidays and wake up in January, we can hit the road running and we don't have to take time to do that.
To ramp it back up.
Yes.
I think you're right. There are a lot of times when realtors will take their foot off the gas, they get distracted with the holidays, but you all are always keeping the foot on.
Or we're just moving where the foot is. Like, and if it's not, if our business is slower or showings are less, we're still in the office every day. We're just working on the next big thing. And we always have a running list on what we want to make better and what we want to refine.
Right.
And in April and August, that's not the time to do it. So the second it gets slower, we start looking at how to get better and how to be
efficient.
More efficient in our process, our team to be more efficient, and then everything we do to elevate up.
All built on strategy. What it sounds like in a very organic, natural way with the two of you.
Right.
Y'all both have the same goals.
Yeah.
So together you bring such diverse expertise, like we talked about, your backgrounds. How does that blend show up in the client experience?
No.
Yeah. You want to start?
Yeah. So what we've learned along the way is with two of us, first of all, we always say to people, you're getting both of us.
Yeah.
One of us is not going to show up at the listing appointment and then evaporate. We're like a two-person proposition for you. And we quickly know, especially from the very get-go, there are just people who click with one of us more than the other. And that's not an insult.
It's natural.
It's natural, and it's a compliment to the person where the click is. And normally one person is more emotional, and then one person is more factual or monetary focused or nuts and bolts.
And we know which one you should.
Yeah, which one is that of the two of you? We definitely know how that. I think I might know that, and I'll let you all answer. Who's the more emotional side of?
I'm probably more the emotional side, more feely, and she says what needs to be said, and then I come behind her and just wrap a little bow around it and make everybody happy. And it's just, I think that's why we meld so well together. Is there's things that sometimes I'm very timid to say, and it's perfect because she's not, and she goes, and honestly, it needs to be said, and she does it so professionally and in a caring way. And then, it's important for us to be able to get the message over to our sellers and our buyers and be able to communicate with them. And I think because we are so different, we are able, like she said, we're able to do that with them. And, I might work with the wife more, the husband, depending on, who we work with. But
and it's easy for us because in the core of who we are, we're the same.
Yeah.
Our morals and values are the same. How we execute is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But we've learned that not each person is not everybody's cup of tea, and you have to understand, and there are just sometimes one person is going to click more to one of us and the other to the other person.
Yeah.
And we recognize that. And it's not that we're trying to manipulate or change who we are for them. We just want to provide them with the person that better talks their language. Right. And we'll often have clients say, oh, we love that you are so direct, and you just say, and I'm a direct person. Well, then we have to work that way with our clients. So we have figured that out. And, but I think we also feel so much trust in each other that we know whatever the other person says will be good with us. Yeah.
I love that. And I love the fact that we have talked about this before in previous conversations, that you all are together. You go together on the listing appointments. It is the two of y'all.
Yes.
Where some teams do it differently, where they, are in their singleness of their business. But I love that they get both of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you both are fixtures in the Westlake and Southlake markets. What makes those communities so unique, and how are you seeing the market evolve there?
Okay. Well, I think in particular the Westlake community, or really the higher end Southlake community, one of the things that makes it very unique is there's some very discerning buyers and sellers, and we deal a lot with private people that are very want to not have all of their pictures out there, and they're extremely private. We have NDAs that we have to sign a lot, and so the Westlake market has a good portion of that. We also have a lot of off markets. We sell more off markets in Westlake, and I think probably Southlake, than any other agents through the years. We've just been really blessed with that, and a lot of people trust us to be able to market their property and also give them the privacy that they deserve and need. But Westlake and Southlake is just blown up. It's just, what a blessing. And we get to live and work where, where we raised our kids, and we have so many friends and family. So it's really important that we've been able to embrace all that and also still keep our family important, the most important thing, obviously, next to God. But
we've just watched it all evolve, which is so fortunate, because when I moved to Southlake, there were 6,000 people.
And what year was that?
I moved in 1997.
Okay.
And we joke and say there were 6,000 people and 6,000 cows, but it really... Southlake actually was it really was a ranching community even back in 1996 and 1997. And Kelly and I have both lived in Southlake and around the community for such a long time. We watched it all happen.
Yeah.
So we really understand what it's like to live there. We've watched and helped people move into the communities. We know what's new. We know what's happening. That's an exciting thing for us, to watch the evolution of these communities, and then to be able to share that with people who are coming in.
And also to know the developments before they were ever developed.
Yeah.
It is so great to be able to fill new people in. Like, there was a couple that came in this past weekend, and just giving them the history of Southlake and how everything has evolved, like she said, and developed, and knowing that we probably, between the two of us, have probably been in most 80% of the homes in Southlake and Westlake, especially because I work for a developer. So it's it's really special to be able to work and
know the history and the stories behind
it is
the properties. Yes. Well, what trends are you seeing right now among luxury buyers and sellers, and how are you positioning your clients for success?
I think right now the thing we're seeing the most from luxury buyers is they really want turnkey. They want to move in. That people who want to build are normally on the ground, and they can invest 2 or 3 years in their project, and they're willing to do that. But most people right now, they just don't want to do massive renovation. The trends that we're seeing with our sellers are they really want from us high level delivery on selling their house. So for us, pretty much all of our listings are agent to meet. One or both of us is there. We are explaining the house. We are explaining that it's subdivision. We are explaining the upgrades. And I think in the high-end luxury market, the sellers want us to be there selling all of the things about a home, because the homes are complex. And the buyers want to hear it from us, because their agent, who is not the listing agent, cannot possibly know it as well as a person who is standing there every day explaining the features of
They're
them.
not as knowledgeable about the property.
You
all pour into when you're listing and with your sellers, and you know the home inside and out.
And also importantly, we do have a lot of agents who are bringing people into territories that are not really their home base, which is fine. But then when their buyers get there, they are asking some very, very specific questions that only someone who's put their children through the school district can actually answer. Very specific. So we really are helping the buyer's agent and the buyer to get their very specific questions answered because we're so familiar with the community. So,
yeah. Well, you're both known for deep relationships. We've talked about that. And also white glove service, delivering that white glove service. What does that look like behind the scenes for a client?
Yeah. So I would say handling every single seller, every buyer with the utmost of integrity. In addition to that, privacy, because everyone, not everybody wants their stuff out there. And so I know I touched that on earlier, but it's really important, I think, and probably one of the things I feel very thankful for that we're known for is that that people can trust us with their listings and their buying, and we take our job very seriously, and we appreciate the fact that they want to be private. And so that is very much a white glove service for us, because from the beginning to the end, and just so thankful to have represented so many sellers and buyers that are quite noteworthy, and that they've been able to trust us. So I would say that, in addition to the whole process, the two of us being together, we're on a group text with every single seller and buyer, but that we work with together. And so it's her and I and the husband and wife, or whoever that's on the group text. And we're just constantly pouring into that group text, explaining things, and all days of our hours of the day and night.
The group text really helps us with really white glove service, because we normally put one or both sellers into immediate communication with us, but we also know where each other is when we're not necessarily available to answer the phone. So if somebody pops up a question, it's really directed at Kelly, but I know Kelly's unavailable for the next 2 hours, I will jump in. And for us, something we really work hard on every day is we want to be totally interchangeable.
Yeah.
We want to get to the point with our clients that even if it was like Kelly's friend who were now their listing agent, that those people become as comfortable talking to me about the real estate because we are going through it all together.
Yeah.
And we work really hard on that. And we say to people, our goal will be to be totally interchangeable to you, so that if you speak to one of us, it's like speaking to both of us.
Right.
Yeah.
And we often hear that when we're at the closing table, that you two were interchangeable. And I think that's why you can answer the questions quickly.
Right.
Because what's really happening all the time.
Right.
And you asked about
that.
Just our production, and I think that is one of the key things is being able to constantly communicate, and just because I might be with somebody, at least she can respond, and so there's no lag time. There's it works pretty seamlessly, and it is great to be at the end of it all, and then have people say, "Oh, we consider you our friends," and that's really all my best friends are people that I've sold houses to through the years. So I've been really blessed. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you've built a brand and a team that operates at an elite level, truly at an elite level. What advice would you give to agents who want to scale without sacrificing quality? And I know you all have really been very thoughtful and detailed in building that team.
Yes. So sacrificing quality for us is a no-go. So that's our starting point. But when we joined together, it was us and 2 assistants that were helping us. And we just always thought it would just be the 2 of us, but we were provided unique opportunity to bring some people into our team. And they were all people who we knew professionally, where we had known for some time in other ways. So when we brought each one of our teammates on, they were people we already had relationship with, and they were already selling, but we knew who they were as people, and we knew that they were super ethical. They were full-time workers, that they cared about their job the way that we care. It's not a job, it's our career. It's not what we do, it's who we've become.
Right.
And so we don't think we ever sacrifice any quality in the way we execute because of our teammates. The other thing about sustaining quality is that as your business gets bigger, kind of have to know where your limits are.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, what that means is that you need help and you need to be willing to pay for help.
Mm-hmm.
And the bigger you get, the more that your system starts getting stretched, the more you realize you need more help.
Mm-hmm.
And we always will spend behind our business. We have been so fortunate to bring in people again who we've known from other places. We've rated for the right fit. And then all of a sudden somebody will just pop up and we're like, oh my gosh, we don't even know you were looking. We love you. We know you professionally. We know you personally. And you're like our dream person.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much everybody who has joined our team, the day they walked in, felt like they had been there all along.
Yeah.
We foster a really strong sense of family, and it's because we're friends. We all celebrate each other. We support each other. There's nobody trying to poach or hurt or take away. Everybody's trying to help everybody.
Everyone's encouraging it's unbelievable the encouragement our team has.
Yeah.
For each and every one of them.
I had the privilege of sitting in on one of your team meetings. I was honored to, and I saw that with everyone. They really do. They just want to support each other, and I think that comes from the leadership down, right?
Yeah, it's special.
We're really blessed, and we don't think any of those people have shown up with us accidentally.
Right.
They're all put there at the right time, the way they were supposed to be. But we are a family. It's our second family, and it's people we really like spending time with.
Yes.
We celebrate a lot.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun together.
We do.
And we work really, really, really hard together.
Yeah.
And everybody will do whatever it takes for the business. And when we have a minute to come up for air, we celebrate together. So
yeah, you have to celebrate in this business. It's so hard and it's so challenging that really taking the time, which y'all do so well at, is celebrating those wins. So how do you approach mentorship and leadership within your team? So what's most important to you when developing that next generation?
So we've done a lot of soul searching also on what we are and who we are, and what we're not is a place to bring in a brand new agent and teach them, because you really need a lot of time and dedication, and we are busy and we are moving quickly. And so to bring in somebody who is brand new, we don't know that we have enough time to make them great. And so the people we brought in are all people who have been real estate agents and are performing with their own book of business. Our goal is to make them bigger and fatter and help them to grow. And pretty much everybody on our team has grown under being part of something bigger, which has been so wonderful. But for Kelly and I, we feel so lucky because we said we don't have to do this alone. And what that kind of means is I have this client asking us this question and I don't know how to answer. And we'll get on the phone and we'll strategize, like, what is the best thing to do? What is the smartest thing to do? How are we going to deliver hard news to people? We always have each other to bounce things through so we can be stronger. For our agents, we have a rule that nobody lists with one name on it. Every listing is a co-list, and every person on our team co-lists with one of us. And we just want to always be available to our teammates if they have questions, because they don't all have somebody to bounce everything off on Saturday night at 9 o'clock when their seller is asking a question or their buyer. And so we want to be collaborative. And I think that that's where we provide the most value to people. Not that we're smarter than anybody else. We've just been around longer and we've done more business. So between the two of us, if we haven't seen it, we can maybe figure it out. We can all work together. And I think that makes us better.
Right. I love that. You've built thriving families alongside thriving businesses. How have you found balance between the two? Because you all are very busy in your business. So how do you balance that?
That's a really good question. A long time ago, one of the guys I used to work, one of the developers I used to work for said, Kelly, if you're going to do better in business, if you're not sitting in front of a desk, literally going out, going to all your kids' games, all your practices, don't miss these moments because you can't get them back, And he said, and then just by being in all these moments that you have with your children and your husband, that's how like God is, naturally it will it will evolve. And I really feel that was the best advice I could have ever gotten. Because I used to feel kind of guilty about leaving work and going to pick up my kids at school. And then once he explained all that to me, it was like a light just went off. And I'm like, that's right, because I should not be missing all these moments. And for all the agents that are new, or that have children, I would say, make sure you're there, be present, because it is so important. And my kids will probably could tell you how many times that they've sat in the car while I've shown up. And they're like, no, not another one, Mom, not another one. But at the end of the day, I think they appreciate that I was always there for, the important times, and that, help foster that family, and with your spouse too. It's so important. So sorry to get teary-eyed about it.
I know.
It's emotional.
Me too. Yes.
Yeah.
We in this field have to work all the time. Somebody asked me once, how do I get into luxury? How do I get into the luxury market? And I said, go to the office and work all day. And then when everyone goes home, stay there and keep working. And don't ever stop working, because you have to keep working. The problem is when you have children at home, and now our children are grown, but we did this with kids that needed to be driven everywhere.
Yes.
And it is hard, and you are making trade-offs, but those special moments, don't miss them with your kids. If you have a client who can't understand that you have to be at your son's graduation.
Right.
I mean, then...
Or your son's wedding, which I had that happen.
Yes, or your son's wedding, or your daughter's bridal shower. Like,
I didn't need that client anyway.
But it's very hard. And back in those days, we didn't miss the moments with our kids.
Right.
But it cost us in another way. And I used to spend time with my kids, and I couldn't stand up anymore, and I was exhausted. So I would go to sleep and set my alarm for 4 o'clock in the morning and get up and work for 3 hours before anybody got up, just because I needed to. I used to say I used to fabricate hours. And I fabricated them by taking them away from sleep time.
Right.
But I didn't want to miss that time with my kids. And I think that that's the right decision, because you don't get to go back.
You don't get to go back, right?
No.
Yeah. So those are special moments.
Yeah.
They are.
All right, ladies, our final question for you all. For fun, if you could describe your partnership in one word, what would it be?
Trust.
Yeah. And mine would be total trust.
Yeah.
2 words. Because we have so much trust for each other. We know who each other is at the core, and we know how we care about people and how we're going to run our business. And every decision we make is to do the right thing for other people. We take the fiduciary role, the confidentiality role.
Yes.
And so we just have to trust that your business partner feels the same way that you do. Because a lot of times people will say, oh, should we do this or this? And we have to make a decision on behalf of our business too.
Right.
And we know to just trust the other person that it was the right thing to do. So you can't find that. You have to grow into that and have enough like proven moments that you just know who your business partner is.
Right.
You've done that so well. So very well.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, ladies, for taking the time to share with us. Oh, gosh, what a treat it was to have you both here. We so appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you to those for listening in. If you like what you heard, then please go and rate the show and subscribe. And we will see you next time.